To make two 9-inch pans of black cake, add about a half of pound of sugar and burn it. You're then gonna add about a cup of red wine, a sweet wine preferable. Don't use any expensive wine. Don't waste your expensive wine. That's not needed at all. Notice I'm doing this outdoors because I thought the steam or the smoke would set off an alarm, but it really didn't. It was just steam. Next, with about 3/4 pounds of butter and another half pound of brown sugar, you're gonna go ahead and create a cream. You're gonna rub that in well until it's very smooth and there's no more sugar crystals in there. Okay, it's all diluted. Then you're gonna grind about a pound of prunes and a pound and a half of raisins and another 3/4 or so pound of cherries with some Caribbean rum, preferable. Makes a big difference. Okay, after you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and beat 9 eggs and add about 2 spoons of vanilla to it. Then mix the eggs with our prunes and cream. You're just gonna take a mixing spoon and go ahead and stir that right in. And then comes our burnt sugar. Okay, this should be about a cup of burnt sugar, or just over. That's how we get our color. And then add about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Again, just work that in with a spoon. Nothing fancy at all. And the next step is very critical. You don't want to miss this one. Make sure you add about 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Guys, if you don't do this, you are going to have a rock hard cake. Okay, this is like the most critical ingredient to the Guyanese black cake. Okay, next up we're gonna add our flour, and if you notice, I'm using a sieve, and I'll try to show you why I'm doing so. If you do not sift the flour properly, you're gonna get lumps, and those lumps usually don't bake well in black cake, and while you're eating it, you're gonna encounter little uncooked pieces of flour. Okay, so here's what you get, some little balls like that. I hope you can see that. Alright, so we don't want that in our cake. So basically you're going to go ahead and continue to add flour until you get to the consistency. I'll show you what that looks like. Actually, our mixing spoon actually will use as a great example to explain that. You notice how it stands there without leaning, and when you lift up the spoon, the batter is just not running off, it's just dripping off slowly. Alright, that's the kind of texture you want to bring it to. Next, we're going to flour our pan. We add a little butter so that the flour can stick or adhere to all sides of the pan. Again, this is about a 9-inch pan, no more than 3 inches deep. And then you just shake the flour around once we add it to the pan so that it gets on all sides, and the excess is thrown away. So now we have our batter. We pour it into our pan. It's going to be about an inch or so thick, and we leave at least an inch to the top of the pan so that when this cake bakes, it will expand and have some place to go. Alright, from here straight to the oven, and we're going to bake at 350, and initially baked it for an hour with 5 minutes added for preheating. but then I had to go back and add another 10 minutes. Simple test to see if it finished. Was a toothpick coming out clean. Okay, so in the oven we go, and then about 15 minutes later, voila. Okay, this is your Guyanese black cake, or what is called a Caribbean rum cake by many Jamaicans, or a fruit cake. Enjoy. Remember to like and share.